Hey, everybody. So sorry about being tardy again. I had some issues getting signed on, so I apologize. We'll let everybody get on, and then we'll get started finally. Let me get my phone turned down. Everything's turned down. Awesome. Wait for everybody to get on. Hey, Cora. You're always the first one. As I said, I'm sorry for being late. I couldn't get the. There we go. It was being really slow for me tonight. I apologize. When you guys come on, let me know you're here by saying hello, if you would, please. And once everybody gets here, we will get started for CAPI Live. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you see and hear me okay, Cora? Oh man, there's one heck of a lag. It's a long lag. Hey, John. Awesome. Thank you, Cora. Thank you so much. You can see and hear me. That is awesome. Let me know you're here by saying hello, if you would, and we will get started. We have 5 on now, but only 2 people said hello. Show. Y'all let me know you're here by hitting the like button and saying hello. Get started with tonight's show. Again, I am very sorry for being tardy tonight. I back out of everything and then even had to get to this computer, get YouTube loaded back onto this computer. So I apologize for the wait there. I see and hear you, but the signal keeps coming and going. I know, man. It does. I apologize for that. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's having an issue tonight. Is it freezing up or what, John? Is it just freezing up or glitching? Let me get both. Dadgummit. I'm so sorry. Hopefully the signal will get better. Let's give it a few minutes and we'll see, as we go into the show. We'll see how it does. And if I have to reboot, then we'll reboot. Or if we just call it, we'll call it, whatever the case may be. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Freezing on my end. Any at all. Let's see. Hi. Yeah, the lag is real bad. Yeah, it's about a 15 to 20-second lag, at least. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why it does this sometimes. I have a good signal. So it says. Check signal here. Check this and see if this helps. Yeah, it says I got a really good signal. So I don't know. Might just be YouTube acting up. That's possible. Yeah. Thank you, John, for sharing. That is definitely possible. Joey Stephanie, I'm hoping that it's going to get better. I hope. Hopefully it will. It's staying on mine. Is it doing okay now, John? How are we doing now? Hold on, we'll do some adjusting here. Make a few minor adjustments. There we go. There we go. Alrighty, let's get started, guys. It's showing that I only have one person on right now, but I'm right this second is fine. Awesome. Thank you, John. So, now showing I don't have anybody on. Is anybody watching right now? Anybody? Hoping this lag will get better as well. All right. Right in a second, it's fine. Everybody still with me? I do have an audience right now, right? Because it's showing that I do not. It's saying that I do not. Still here. Thank you, Cora. Awesome. Yeah, it's saying nobody's here. My signal keeps going down to like 5% and then going back up to 80, 90, 92%. It's crazy. Anyway, when in doubt, blame YouTube. That's right. Silly hats. When in doubt, blame YouTube. Demons, Sheila demons. That's right. All right. I want to get something off my chest before we get started tonight. I know that we're having some glitches tonight and having some, or the dark elves. That's right. We're having some glitches tonight, and the lag is something awful. But I want to get something off my chest. I had an incident a couple of days ago with an individual that it wasn't a pleasant one. Let me put it that way. I complimented someone on Facebook. I complimented they had a picture up, and I said I complimented the picture. I said, it's very nice, and their reaction to that was, yet a few days ago you insulted me, and I thought real hard, and I was like, I didn't insult anyone. Not assault, but insult. I didn't insult anyone. I didn't know what she was talking about. And so then I kind of started looking at it, and I was like, oh, yeah. You guys know how I feel about psychics, right? I was vetting a psychic to possibly do some work for us. We have a client that was requesting us a sensitive. And so I was vetting, not a psychic, but a sensitive. And as I'm vetting her, I was talking to her and everything, and putting her through the little interview thing, and she mentioned about using dowsing rods. We all know how I feel about stuff like dowsing rods and graveyard dirt and coffin nails and all that kind of stuff. So I told her, I said, okay, well, hey, that's no big deal. Sorry I bothered you. I'll go on and find a real, I won't need you. Well, I didn't mean it so much as the way she took it. She took it as in I was saying finding a real sensitive, because that's the way I said it. But that's not what I meant. What I meant was I would find someone that we could agree with, that went by the same standards as CAPI does. And that's all well and good and everything. I told her, I said, I don't fault you for anything you use. And, that's one, we just have different opinions. And, I said, I won't be able to use you. And then she's been wanting to go on an investigation with us, just to see how it was. And so she asked me, she says, does that mean I can't go on an investigation with you? And I said, oh, no. Yeah, you can most certainly go on an investigation with us. She says, can I still go on an investigation with you? I said, of course you can. And so that's the way that we ended the conversation. I thought everything was good. Whenever I complimented her picture, she turned around and said that it was that I had insulted her. So I got into a conversation with her on the phone, not on talk, but on text. And I said, I didn't insult you. That's the way you took it as an assault. I said, I didn't mean anything by that. And she said, well, she felt insulted and everything. I said, well, I'm sorry you took it that way. I said, that's not what I meant. And so then she said, I said, I can't use someone on my team that would go against what my team stands for, because that would be, hypocrisy. And that's something that we don't do. And that's okay, Joey. Welcome aboard. I didn't know you was late, because Stephanie said you both were already here. But I was late too, so don't worry about it, buddy. But she immediately, after I said all that I said, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to be that way. I just meant that we have a difference of opinion. You go do your thing. That's fine. I don't have anything against that. You can still join us on the investigation. I just won't use you as a sensitive, blah, 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 all that stuff. Well, her next words were asshole. Like that. And I just said, wow, really? And then she said, your show, your CAPI live show, is the most boring YouTube show ever. And that none of that bothered me. None of that bothered me. All that stuff that she said, none of that bothered me, that I was an asshole, because I kind of am. But ask my friends. John says I'm the Duke of assholes. But it didn't bother me. I got big shoulders. I don't, I didn't mean to insult her. I didn't mean anything like that, or anything like that. Like the way she was taking it or anything like that. And I explained that to her. So if she still wanted to be like that, then I was with it. I said, okay, no problem. I said, I'll delete you or unfriend you and everything, and I won't bother you no more, I promise. I said, I apologize. And and so that's when she said, you asshole, stuff like that. So I was like, I didn't really care about that. And then she said that the show was the most boring show on YouTube. And I said, okay, that's fine. She hasn't watched a lot of shows on YouTube, obviously. But then she said something that really got to me. I didn't respond to her because I read it, and then I blocked everything, and then just said, I'm not going to deal with this, and blah, blah, blah. But she said something that really, really, really got to me. She said that she felt, and that a lot of other people on the channel also feel that I think I'm, how did she put it? God's gift to the paranormal. I think that's how she put it. Basically saying that, you think you know it all, blah, blah, blah. You think you're the God's gift to paranormal, I think is how she put it. That part bothered me. Not because of who it was coming from, because obviously she had already shown, her level of ignorance, but because of her saying that other people felt that way as well. And it bothered me. It really did. And it shouldn't have. It really shouldn't have bothered me. I mean, I didn't get excited about it or anything like that. It's real hard to get me, riled up. And especially when it was someone that doesn't matter. But I thought about that for a minute, and I said, I've always been really upfront with everybody on the show, in classes, on the team, in investigations, with clients, everybody, that there are no true professionals or God's gift to paranormal. In the paranormal, there are no true professionals. It sounds like she's been talking to Terry, right? It does. But they always get, butt hurt whenever they get exposed, and it's fine. It's cool. Like I said, I don't really care about all that. She was not my best friend or family or anything like that. I don't even know her. I've never met her. Just talked to her on the phone a few times and then online. And she was on both our channels on Facebook and had done some posts and everything. And she was a pretty good lady. I mean, I liked her. She was pretty cool. That's why I complimented her. But if anyone thinks that I think that I know it all in the paranormal, you haven't been watching the show, or you haven't been in the class, or you definitely haven't been a client or a team member or anything like that. I don't know it all, guys. I do not know it all. I promise you I don't know it all. I get stumped sometimes. We have a case right now, an ongoing case right now that has stumped me several times. I've actually literally cried about because I couldn't help them, and I'm not saying I couldn't as in can't do anything for them, because we are not giving up on that. We're still with that client. We're still with that family member. We're still with that case, and we won't give up until it's done. But it got me when she said that, because I never want anyone to think that I, Johnny Rushing, founder and team lead of Central Alabama Paranormal Investigations, of CAPI, I never want anyone to think that I think that I know it all, because I do not know it all. I tell people all the time, there are no true professionals in this. There are no 100% facts in this. We're going by experience. We're going by training. We're going by the seat of our pants sometimes. I would cause to think that anyone that's been watching this show for any amount of time would never think that, because I've been very, very clear about that ever since we've started this CAPI Live, back when we started on Facebook, and since we started CAPI itself, is that I can relay the information that I have studied and been taught and experienced to anybody that's willing to listen. And I will. I'll continue to do that. And that all comes from experience. That's where all my beliefs, all my thoughts, all my hypotheses, everything that I have in me about the paranormal is what I've experienced in the paranormal. And that is where I hope everybody's mindset is because I don't want anyone to think that just because they heard it on CAPI Live, or just because they heard it from Johnny, the God's gift to the paranormal, is that it's gospel. Because I can be wrong, guys. I have been wrong before. Oh, wait, what? Yes, I have definitely been wrong before. And I'm sure I'll be wrong again. I it happens. I'm human. And I don't want anyone to think that I think that it's my way or the highway, or it's everything I say is gospel in the paranormal, because it's not. We're still learning about this stuff, okay? Remember, the paranormal only got cool over the last 25 years. Before that, we wasn't, what we are today. There was a few people out there doing it big, and that just, not in the limelight because they weren't allowed to be in the limelight, but it's just a matter of relaying experiences. all right, and studies and trial and error kind of thing. Okay, that's all it is. All right, so I don't want anyone to ever think that CAPI is the king of anything and that I know all there is to know about the paranormal, because there's not a soul breathing on earth right now that knows everything about the paranormal. Nobody. I don't care who they are. If you talk to a professor at uh, Caltech or, or Harvard or something like that that does the paranormal and teaches paranormal and stuff like that, and if you talk to them and they say this is everything you need to know about the paranormal, they have no idea what they're talking about because they don't know everything about the paranormal. They may know everything and agree with me 100%. I don't think there is anybody out there that agrees with me 100%. I hope it's never like that, because then the paranormal will get really boring if everybody did. But if there is somebody out there, whether it's a professor or an investigator or a team leader or founder or whatever, Arthur, whatever, if there's somebody out there that knows and believes everything that I believe, and they say, well, that's the gospel, that's anything I tell you is the gospel, I'll be the first one to say, no, you don't know everything like that. Even whenever they rebuttal that with, well, if he knows everything you do and he does everything you do, then you don't know. I'm the first one to tell you that. I don't know it all. Okay, nobody does. All right, nobody knows the 100%, without a doubt, factual gospel about the paranormal. I've said it a million times. The only way to find out all the true factual answers is to die, go to the other side, take a bunch of notes, then come back and let everybody know. That's the guy I'll listen to. Okay, that's the guy I'll believe 100%. All right, our girl. So I know that I've made myself clear on that and everything, and I know nobody believes that 100%. But I just felt like, just because it bothered me, and then the fact that she had said that she had talked to other people, or I don't remember how she said that, but it was insinuating that people thought that, and I hope that's not the case. I really do, because it's not the truth. Um, I'll 100% humble myself and say I do not know it all, and I hope I never do, because then, like I said, it would get really boring. Because one of the greatest part about the paranormal is the stuff that you get to learn every day. I mean, you keep doing this and investigating this and learning about it and going to classes and stuff like that. You're going to learn something new every time, and it's great. We had a refresher course for the team um, a few weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago. I don't remember exactly when it was. It was during our last CAPI camp, whenever that was. They did a refresher course for the whole team, and several of the team members said, "Hey, we learned something. We learned something new today." And that right there, it says that's one. It tells me, great, I got a great team because they're willing to, and I don't have anybody on the team other than John that knows everything. Um, John does. Now I have to put that little disclaimer in there. Because I said there's nobody in the paranormal that knows it all, but John does. John's pretty sharp. He's my radar. Because if I ask him a question, he's already popped out the answer before I've asked. So, and if I asked him to do something here, he would have already done it. So, but all joking aside, I'm very happy that I have a team that can learn and continue to learn, and that I'm even more happy that I can learn and continue to learn 100%. It'll never get old for me as long as that's the case. So I hope it stays that way. I really do. I don't want to know it all. All right, until I'm dead. Then I want to know it all. All those questions will be answered when I'm dead. So until then, I am not God's gift to the paranormal. I'm not a know-it-all, because I certainly don't. But I just wanted to make that clear. And I'm not saying anybody that's on the show right now has ever said that or thought that or anything like that, but I just want to make sure. So anyway, let's get on with it. And if anybody has any, speaking of Terry, she changed her team name. Oh, really? What is it now? Right. John does know it all, y'all. He's making it sound like he don't, but he does. He is the man. Just like he's the team manager. He's amazing, and people have this false sense of me being the boss for CAPI, but I'm not. Our case manager, Beth, she's the boss. As a matter of fact, her nickname is the real boss because she is the boss. I told her that when she first started. I said, case manager is the boss. You say who goes what and who goes where and all that. So uh, they'll always be humble and say no, but I do have a team that I can brag on and joke with too, of course. But yeah, let's get started. Let's do prayer request anything. And remember, anybody has a prayer request out there, if I don't say it, pop it up on the comments, send it to John or send it to me or send it to Beth or send it to Michelle or not Michelle. Yeah, her name's Michelle Jenkins. See, I can still joke with her. Now that to her was not a joke. Right now, she's plotting my death. Stephanie, you can send it to Stephanie. She really is, guys. She's sharpening a knife as we speak. I promise you. Joey's probably laughing his butt off, and she's sharpening a knife, thinking this will be really nice to go right around Johnny's neck, but ear to ear. But let's get the prayer request out there. Let's pray for John. John, the one I was just joking on. John, our team manager. He's going through some stuff right now, undeservedly, 100%. But he is going through some stuff. So y'all pray for him and his family. We're going to make sure he's okay, 100%. I promise you that. But let's keep them in our prayers, the Bowen family. Absolutely. Continue to pray for Michelle's mom, his wife Michelle. Continue to pray for her mom. Michelle's not him. She's all woman, but continue to pray for her mom. She's still fighting the fight. She's last I heard, scientific instead of southern. Okay, scientific paranormal instead of southern paranormal. Okay, cool. I did not know that. All right, I've seen that scientific. I didn't know that was them. Thank you for telling me. But I know she's been doing a lot of YouTube, like where they go on and do readings, like psychic readings and stuff like that. But anyway, that's another thing that doesn't deserve much of our time. But the Michelle's mom, she's still fighting. I don't know if she's out of the hospital yet. I don't think she is. John hasn't said she's out yet. But whether she's in or out, she's still having some issues. So let's keep them on our prayer list as well. Keep Beth and Tom on our prayer list. Our whole team: Beth, Tom, Stephanie, Joey, everybody. Everybody's been going through some health issues here lately, and the team's been hit pretty hard with all that. John asked me the other day and I think, and even our media manager even suggested that the possibility of what's been going on with this case that we're dealing with, could it have something to do with some of the turmoils that the team has been going through here lately? And I said, absolutely, it could. And that really, 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 really hurts me big time because she's still in the hospital. Okay, thank you, John. All right, yeah. So keep Michelle's mom in your prayers, if you would. She's still in the hospital. She's out of ICU, but she's still in the hospital. So let's keep it. She's been in there a while too, and nobody likes that. I've been in the hospital a lot, and it sucks. But so keep our team in general in your prayers. I'm going to request that we pray for Johnny after that comment. What do you? Oh yeah, no doubt. Keep me in your prayers too, because when Stephanie sees me, I'm a dead man. So don't pray for strength or anything like that, because I'm not going against that little woman at all. Pray for speed so that when I see her, I can run. That's what you need to pray for. Don't pray for me to be able to conquer her, because that's not going to happen. Pray for me to have fast legs. I think I can outrun her. I don't know, but she's kind of short. And short people can run pretty fast, so I might be in trouble. But yeah, definitely pray for me, because of that comment, I'm probably in a lot of trouble. Not probably, I am in a lot of trouble. But hey Macy. But yeah, definitely. Thank you, Joey. Definitely remember me in your prayers. I joke around a lot, and I may have stepped over a line this time because I may be a dead man. The next time y'all see me, I may be a ghost. So ask me questions. But I may know it all the next time you see me. Hey, um, she's still in the hospital and doing dialysis 3 days a week. Okay, that's actually Michelle there, guys. That's John's wife. Everybody say, hey, Michelle. She's still in the hospital and doing dialysis 3 days a week. Okay, so she's on full dialysis then, if she's doing it 3 days a week. So that's awesome. I mean, going from they called the family down to Florida to say goodbye, and on a ventilator and not really thinking she was going to make it, to she's in the hospital starting dialysis. That's a big leap right there. It really is. So yeah, praise God for that. Let's keep that going. Keep that prayer chain going. Absolutely. Um, what else? Oh, pray for me. If y'all can tell, Michelle says you can tell by the way I talk, but I finally got um, all the teeth taken out on the very top. Um, she says that I whistle and slur a lot now. I don't hear it myself because I'm hearing myself in my head, I guess. But now I'm ready for the implants for them to start doing the implants. We have several different options that we've looked at on the implants. Any option that we decide to do is extremely expensive, unfortunately. So we're having to kind of do it as we go. But y'all pray for me to keep that going. I'm going to Trouble Mouse Attack, right? That's Stephanie's nickname is Trouble Mouse. This is a Trouble Mouse Attack, and I'm going to be the recipient of that attack, unfortunately, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. But I meet with the orthodontist, and I've been going to a dentist. He's great. I've told y'all that before. He's amazing. Monumental Dental in Millbrook. If you guys need a dentist and you're close to Millbrook, Alabama, go to Monumental. He's freaking amazing. He really is. He's not a sponsor. I just wanted to throw that out there. But he's amazing, but he's a dentist, and that's it. He's not an orthodontic surgeon. So vampire teeth. No, I don't even have those. um, but he has referred me to an orthodontic surgeon. Orthodontic, is that how you say it? Orthodontist? Yeah, an oral surgeon. Um, and I will go next week and meet with him and talk about our options on which way we want to go now. I'm kind of leaning towards a partial implant, implants, sporadic implants, and partial. Um, I don't want to do the whole take all the teeth and put dentures in. I don't want to do that because I'm only 51. Michelle said, you're not old enough to have dentures. So I definitely want something permanent. So y'all pray for me on that. All right. And if I do slur or whistle or whatever it is that I do apologize for that. It's only going to be about 5 weeks. So maybe about 2 months. And then we should have everything done. Hopefully. As long as the money and time holds out, we will make it in just a couple months. So I'm starting this journey. Guys, I didn't realize the suckiest thing about doing all this is the fact that I can't eat anything. I mean, I knew I was going to have limitations on what I could and couldn't do, but I mean, I can't eat. I'm a fried guy kind of eater, I eat fried foods, fried guy kind of eater. That sounds like I was saying I'll eat fried guys. I don't do that. I eat fried foods. I love fried chicken. I love fried pork chops. I love steak. I'm just that, I'm a sizzling pan kind of guy. And I can't do any of that. I can't have steak. Michelle did take me and got me a huge 24-ounce porterhouse the day before. I that Thursday before last Friday. Friday's whenever I had the rest of them taken out. And so she did get me a nice porterhouse before I went under the gun. But yeah, it's crazy that I can't eat anything. I can't have chips, corn chips, and quesadilla is probably one of my favorite appetizers or snacks. And I can't do any of that anymore. So I have to stick to stuff that I can actually eat now, and it's not been fun at all. The limitations on that has been mind-boggling. Like I said, I knew it was going to be something, but I know it's going to be that bad. So I do at least still have teeth on the bottom. They're going to keep all these, save all these, and then May do a small partial on the bottom. I don't know yet. But anyway, yeah, eating has not been fun at all. I can't have anything. They had pizza tonight. I can't have pizza, so that sucks. But hey, maybe I can lose a little more weight. So, um, we had loaded mashed potatoes for dinner tonight. Oh, see, now I could probably eat that. I'd probably have to not do the bacon or just little bitty pieces. But yeah, I could eat. See, that's a good suggestion. I could probably eat that. Yeah, I haven't had anything for dinner. I have to wait until after the show because I mean I couldn't. There's nothing I can eat. We don't have anything that I can eat here. I'm gonna have to go and have a late supper probably at Waffle House or something. I don't know. Have some grits and eggs, I guess. But y'all continue to pray for me. Pray for me big time to get through this not eating thing because that's going to be. That's one of my favorite pastimes, y'all, is eating, and so it's been a nightmare. Um. Oh, I added Lisa to our prayer list a couple weekends ago. Her name is Lisa West. We want to add her to our prayer list. She is battling breast cancer. We were just informed this past week that she has had a double mastectomy. I hope I'm saying that right. Um, I actually did hear it that time. I heard it when I said mastectomy. Yeah, I do talk different. Wow, that's the first time I've heard it. That's what they make blenders for. That's right, Joey. I don't know if I can do that though. Whew. I don't know. I might have to. You get desperate, you might have to. But I actually have a couple blenders, so I might have to do that. I actually hadn't thought about that, so thank you. But oh, God Almighty, oh, the price we pay for vanity, right? But yeah, keep Lisa in your prayers. Lisa West, she's battling breast cancer. From what I understand, she's doing a jam up job of battling it, um, kicking some butt on that. She really is. She's an awesome person. She sure is. Um, very, very sweet. Does not deserve what she's going through one bit. I promise you, she doesn't. So y'all keep her in your prayers as well. And if I've missed anybody, y'all please, um, I'll continue to pray for our moving situation. Um, we were supposed to have the mini house by now, but for some reason we didn't get the email. So we're going to contact them tomorrow. It's been to Monday will be 3 weeks. So hopefully in the next few days we'll have it. I can get started on getting the walls and everything in so that we can get moved. Thank goodness. And pray for our land search. We're searching for land right now too. Just instant potatoes with buttermilk and ranch powder. Quick and easy. Hey, that sounds really good actually. I usually don't like instant potatoes because I make one of the dishes I'm famous for is red skin on potatoes. So I don't really usually like instant potatoes, but that sounds actually pretty good with buttermilk and ranch powder. I'm gonna have to try that. I have to get you to make some for me, Michelle, and let me try that because that sounds really good. Actually, you may have found the secret to make potatoes, actual potatoes. So, but yeah, if I missed anybody or if you guys want to add somebody, please put it on the list. Like I said, you can either pop it up there or you can email it to John. John, if you'll throw your email up for me, please. And you can throw mine up too, please. I don't think Beth's on tonight. I haven't heard her. But I don't know. We'll see. But I know that they're probably pretty tired because Tom had to work this weekend. So that's probably what's going on there. But I think that's it. I think that's everything. Too lazy to wait on potatoes to cook. I hear you. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just want a quick meal. Nothing wrong with that at all. Um, there's John's email, y'all. If you got a prayer request, throw it up to him. If you want to do CAPI camp, because we are planning another CAPI camp really soon. We haven't got the details on that done yet, but we will have that out pretty soon. So if you want to do CAPI camp, do that as well. But yes, with enough butter and seasoning, they taste great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, Michelle. You may have turned me on to a quicker option of potatoes. Um, Coming events. Like I said, we're working on a CAPI camp. We're going to be doing one really soon. Hopefully before we want to get one in before the heat hits, before the temperatures rise. We don't want to go out with an index of triple digits. So we will be making that announcements pretty soon. Um, Also, we have the Magic City Con in Birmingham. I think it's actually in Hoover. It's at the Galleria. It's the Hyatt Hotel there at the Galleria. Yeah, I actually said it before you, John. He just said Magic City Con. Um, and we will be going to there on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of June. We will be there. We will have a table there. We will be hopefully getting some interviews with some celebs, talking about their experiences, paranormal experiences. Hopefully, we'll do hopefully, John and I are actually talking about doing a live there. We're going to have to get with Stephanie, the media manager, and get her to approve that and uh, get all that set up. So hopefully, cross your fingers, we'll be doing a live there. Um, Better hurry temp was like 78. I know, and it's supposed to be in the 80s the next couple of days, but it's supposed to be rainy too for the next couple of weeks. But April showers bring me flowers, right? Yeah. But it's finally starting to be summer or spring, and then we're finally going to be getting into summer pretty soon as well. So June 24th, 25th, and 26th, please make a jot down on your calendars for that. We will be having a blast at Magic City Con. I've never been. Again, I say I have never ever been to a Magic City Con, to any type of con. I've never been to a Dragon Con or Comic Con or any of that stuff. John just pretty much turned me on to all this since I met him, and I'm super excited. I'm super stoked about going. I think it's going to be epic. I really do. I can't wait. I told John the other day, I said, man, I wish I could go to sleep and it was June. And wake up and it's June. I don't mean that because time's already going by so fast. But I am really looking forward to that. And I know if you guys come, you will have a blast. My birthday weekend is it's John's birthday weekend, so you can come and tell John happy birthday too. Yeah, it's Magic City Con. It's going to be his birthday weekend as well. So we're going to have so much. It's fun. Is it? I know it is, Michelle. John has told me so much about it, and you guys do it every year, and they like hobnob with some pretty famous people. They really do, because they do this every year, and they're known throughout the Magic City Con. They really are. They're known very well, and they hobnob with some pretty famous people. So y'all come on out, check it out. We're gonna have a good time. We'll have a booth there. Just come talk to us and pick up a business card and meet the team and whatever. Most of the team will be there. I hope. But yeah, y'all come on up. John just threw a link up there where you can go and pop that link and get you some tickets and come on out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. We're really looking forward to it. I think that's it. Oh, anyone that's on my Facebook page, please go to my Facebook page and or Paramama's Facebook page. Go there and vote for me every day. You can vote for me every day for free on the OCC challenge. It's the OCC chopper. I'm in a contest to win a chopper. Senior is going to be building a chopper, and I'm in the contest to win that. To be able to go there. Reason I'm that's not just the same as plug for me. The reason I'm saying that on here is because my plans for the chopper, I get to go to their shop and be on an episode of OCC on the senior show and do the design for the bike, and I'm going to design it for CAPI. That's why I'm saying that's not just the same as plug for me. It is. I love to have a chopper made by the Tuttles, but it is the bike is not going to be just for me. It's going to be for CAPI, and it's going to be a ghost theme CAPI paranormal investigator type thing. So just y'all go to my Facebook page, look at it. I post it just about every day. When I don't, Paramama does. You could go and you can vote for me every single day for free. There are something now. Anytime you go in there and vote, and you pay for the vote, you can vote once every day, every 24 hours. Let me put it that way. You can vote once every 24 hours for free. And they have options to where you can vote for 10 votes, 20 votes, 50 votes, 100 votes, 250 votes, whatever. And you pay money to do that. If you guys are puppy freaks like we are, that's where it goes to. It goes to the I can't remember. It's SPCA, but it's the Puppy Project there in Orange County, New York, where they do rescues. And every year, senior does that and helps out the puppy and help out the doggies for the shelter. All right. So yeah. Oh, John threw the thank you, John. John threw the link up there. If you have kids, we have Kid Con Saturday morning. Oh yeah, I thank you, Michelle. I didn't think about that. The Magic City Con, they have a thing for kids too. It's called Kid Con, and they get to go in there and Michelle's part of. She goes in and does some stuff with the kids, where they play like D&D and stuff like that. She's amazing at it. John's told out too. If you want to come, don't think you got to do something with your kids. Michelle and I are going to a concert on the 16th, so we're going to be by ourselves there. But on the Magic CityCon, we're taking Dakota with us, and so we participate in all that stuff with Michelle and Allie and everybody else there. So we're looking forward to that. So is Dakota. So we're taking her with us. So if you got kids, don't worry about getting a sitter. Just bring them with you. Their tickets are like really cheap. It's like $12 or $13. You might correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, the kids will have a blast there. Trust me. So y'all go check that out too. Plus, I will DM for kids on Sunday to introduce them to the. Oh, that's what I was just saying too. Yep. So she's gonna be showing the kids to introduce them to D&D and everything like that. So John's kind of almost got me talked into trying that because it sounds like a lot of fun. The stuff that they do and everything sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. but yeah, y'all come check us out. June 24th, 25th, and 26th at the Hyatt Regency in Hoover. Really, it's Birmingham, but it's in Hoover. It's in it's the big hotel, the big tower hotel, the big long tower hotel that looks like a casino, right in front of the Galleria. So y'all go check that out and come by our table and say hey. And I think that's it for all of that. All right, who did their homework this past week? Who did their homework? Who came up with some ideas on stuff that they have seen, heard, witnessed, been told about, read about, saw on TV, whatever that entities do that we can either debunk or prove? Anybody do that? I know there's a lag, so I'll give you guys a little bit. But we're finishing up our discussion on that, on the capabilities of an entity as opposed to the capabilities of a demonic. So if you guys have anything that you've heard or anything like that, please pop it up there and we will go over it. We'll break each one of them down. We won't skimp on any of them. Me. What is me? John does that to me sometimes just to make me crazy. He'll just put up random stuff. I'm going to screw with Johnny's head. Just like he asks questions sometimes that he knows the answer to. He just wants to get the conversation going or getting people thinking, which I love. I love that I told him the first time he did that. I said, I knew what you were doing, and that was awesome. So keep doing it, and he does. So, yeah, tell me what me means. I mean, I know what me means, but tell me why you put me. All right, so the capabilities. Oh, you said me because you had a thing. Throwing refrigerators. Yeah, we've heard that one before, haven't we? Throwing refrigerators. Oh, and there's something I thought about after last week's show. I thought about this, and I was like, you know what? I really should have talked about the energy source a little bit more. I think I did touch on it, but I didn't really go into it that well. So I wanted to go over that. Perfect example, throwing refrigerators. Can an entity throw a refrigerator? No, an entity can't throw a refrigerator across the room. We had a case where the client said that the refrigerator was picked up and thrown across the room. We had one where, remember I told you, a big oak table was thrown into the adjoining room against the wall. I shouldn't say against the wall, I should say in the wall, because part of the oak table went into the side of the wall. But can an entity do that? Can an in-skin or ghost, if you will? I don't like throwing that word around too much, but y'all know what I mean. Can they pick up something as heavy as a refrigerator and throw it a distance, whether it be across the room or across the house or out the window or through the door or whatever? Um, no, they can't. Now, let's look at that two ways. One, I can't go in my kitchen right now. I have a big double door refrigerator with the ice maker and all that stuff. And none of that stuff works, but it's there. But I don't have it hooked up. I'm sure it does work. I just don't have it hooked up. But anyway, I can't go in. That's a huge refrigerator. It's probably another. I'm 5'10". It's probably a 6-foot refrigerator. Thank you. At least a 6-foot refrigerator. And it's probably another 4 foot wide. It's a very wide refrigerator. What?
Can you tell Abba's mom if she's on there that I accidentally hanged up? Well, the tablet did.
She's not. She's not
on.
on. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Just call her back, baby.
It's dead.
Oh. Well, you want to use my phone? Yes, put it on charge. Sorry, guys.
I'll use my charger.
Okay. Yeah. You're welcome. If now I can't go in there and do that, right? I can't go in there and pick my refrigerator up and throw it across the room. I can't do that. Now, can I go and get buff and get massive muscles and commit myself to being a bodybuilder and a weightlifter and stuff like that, and then go in there and pick that refrigerator up and throw it? Yes, absolutely, I can. You see these tough men contests where they pick up these huge tractor tires and flip them over, and pick up cars and flip them over, and bend steel rods, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff. I see where they pick up logs. They cut little notches in logs and they pick them up, put them on their shoulder, and walk with them on their shoulders. So yeah, I could get that extra build or that extra ability to where I could pick the refrigerator. Now, I probably couldn't ever get to where I could pick it up and throw it a long distance, but I could pick it up and throw it. Absolutely, I could. If I was, had that type of muscle. I've got some muscle, but I'm not that big. Okay, I'm very much out of shape, so I can't pick up my refrigerator right now. But could I go to a gym and do all that and commit to it and do all that, and then come back a few months later and pick it up and throw it? Probably, yeah, I could. So, what's the difference between that and an entity? And people say, well, what if Arnold Schwarzenegger dies? Could he go in and pick up this refrigerator? Because you say you can't do anything that he couldn't do when he was alive, but he could pick that refrigerator up and throw it across the kitchen, I'm sure. But I don't know if he can now, but he probably could have when he was Mr. World or Mr. Universe or whatever. But could he accomplish that as a spirit? All right, yes and no. And I'll explain that. Remember, the only thing we lose when we die is this meat suit, right? This is all we lose. We lose this meat suit. So what does that also mean? That also means we lose that necessary muscle. All right. We're not taking that muscle with us. All right. It's not our energy force that we build. It's our body and our muscles that we build. All right. Bodybuilders build not only their muscles, but their bones, their tendons, their ligaments, all that stuff. They build it to a point where they can pick this stuff up. All right. And they can, pick up. It's not just a muscle that I would need, but I'd also need strong bones. You pick stuff up. And it gets snap a bone. I know everyone has seen videos of people that do weightlifting where they pick it up and they get it like on their chest or something. You see their arms snap or their legs snap, I saw one where a guy was picking one up, and as he was going up his shoulders, you can see the inside of his shoulders, his shoulders stay right here where mine are at, but his arms go bloop. He snatched his own shoulders out. So they've got to also build their bone and all that stuff up too, to get them to that point to where they can do that. Okay, I'm sorry. Bring it back then, and put it on my charger if you don't mind. So, what would Arnold Schwarzenegger need to take with him to where he could pick that refrigerator up? Anybody? What would anybody, not just Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Pee Wee Herman, little bitty skinny Pee Wee Herman, what would he need to pick that refrigerator up and throw it? Does anybody know? Let me catch up on y'all's. Can residuals appear in different spots to a degree? Awesome question. I'll get to that. Human spirits versus non-human spirits. Yes, they don't have muscle or bone. Right, exactly. Energy. Thank you, John. That's exactly what we need. That's an awesome question, Joey. I'll get to that. Uh, that's what we need as an entity or as a spirit, as an energy force, whatever you want to call it. That's what we need. Is we need that energy, right? We've got to have enough energy to where we can do that. Now, have I ever encountered a spirit with so much energy that it could pull something like that off? Absolutely, I have. A non-demonic, in skin, once was a human being, now it's a human spirit. Have I ever experienced one like that? Yes, I have. Um, and because they've had so much energy, they had energy to spare. 9 times out of 10, whenever you have an entity, an in-skin entity that has that much energy, 9 times out of 10, what you're talking about is a hoarder type entity. All right. Or some people call them captives, a captive entity. What it is they'll have several entities there in that same location that they feed off of. They take energy from. They also take energy from the atmosphere and from us and from equipment and power and all that stuff. So could they build up enough energy to where they could complete this feat? Yeah, they could, but it's so super rare. If I go to a situation, John and I both, if we go into a situation and the first thing they tell us is they picked up my oak table that weighs about 200 pounds and threw it so hard that it went out that door into the next room and stuck into the wall. Or they threw my refrigerator across, so my couch got picked up and thrown onto the stairs. The first thing that's going to pop in our mind is a demonic. That's going to be the first thing. Could it be a dark spirit, an entity? Absolutely, it could. But the energy level would have to be so astronomical that it's just not funny. I mean, it would be crazy energy that this entity has. So 9 times out of 10, what's going on there is they've got other entities held there, usually against their will, and they're feeding off of that. So yes, they can do those things, but or no, they can't do those things, but yes, they can if they have enough energy to do that. And remember, once we use energy, we lose it. All right, we don't get it back. All right, we have to develop more energy. Right, we can't just go over to the as a spirit. We can't go over to the refrigerator, pick it up, and throw it across the room, and then say, "Okay, give me that energy back." No, we've got to go develop some more to the energy. We got to go steal some more, get some more, whatever. We've got to go get more energy after that. We don't get that energy back. It's not like a boomerang or anything like that. We can't throw it out there, use it, pop a couple heads, and then come back. So we've got to go develop more energy. So usually, if they do something like that, it's going to your client's going to say, but then after that, nothing happened for a couple of weeks. But then, absolutely. So that's another thing you look for is major feats, supernatural feats like that in an entity. That's usually what I'm going to ask whenever I'm trying to decide what is going on. I'm usually going to ask, did anything happen after that? Or how long between that and the next incident was there? So it kind of gives you an idea. Okay, yeah, this could be a dark entity, and it had to build up this energy, so nothing happened for quite a while. All right, so can a residual appear in different spots to a degree? No. No, but yes, again. A residual, remember what a residual is. A residual is something that was etched in time because, I wish it would stop doing this. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on. This computer bugs me. You say you could just lay on the bed? Yes. Yeah, this thing bugs me. But a residual is something that happened over and over and was etched in time because of its consistency, and then it gets replayed. It's basically an energy mass that replays something over and over and over. All right. So can it be the residual is going from the bathroom to the bedroom, and that's where you see it every time? Could that same residual go from that instead of going to the bathroom from the bathroom to the bedroom? Could it go from the bathroom to the kitchen next time? No, absolutely it cannot. However, if whatever this act or this feat was, or whatever that got etched in time over and over and over, because it happened over and over and over and over, and it continues to replay in that realm that we can see, or that part of that realm that we can see. We can't see that realm, but we can see part of that realm. If it continues, if the power, or not power, but if the energy level was so great that it was able to etch that in time, then could it etch something else from that exact same residual? Yeah, absolutely, it could. Perfect example. I've talked about this residual before. I was in my girlfriend's house. We were asleep, and in her bedroom. And when I woke up to a sound, I didn't know what it was, but I heard something, and I heard what sounded like heavy footsteps coming down this hallway and entering the room. I don't remember the door opening, but I do remember that the entity entering the room, and I know the door was shut because I shut it. Then the entity continued from the door over across the room to a window, played with the window a little bit, turned around and walked back out the door. Whenever I told my girlfriend about this, she told me, yeah, that was my grandfather. He every night when he comes home from work, he would go through the house and check all the windows and doors and make sure everything was locked and secure. And so she said, I've seen it before too. And so I told her, I said, well, that's not actually your grandfather. It's a residual. I did not witness this next thing, but another thing that happened in that same house was they would see the grandfather go from the back of the house out behind the house to a barn. And that was another thing that he would do over and over and over. So yes, it can appear in a different spot, but it wouldn't be the same residual, if that makes sense. It wouldn't be the same recording. Okay, it would be another recording. I mean, it would make it look like that same residual was moving, but it's not. It's just something that they also did appear, quite frequently and consistently to where it was able to be etched in that continuation. I hope that answers that. Where does a demonic get its energy? Awesome question. For example, different spots in a house. Oh yeah. I didn't read that, but yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, so that same person or happenstance or whatever it is, that same entity, if you will, but it's not really an entity, but that same person, I guess you could say, or that same routine. If there was another routine that happened again, over and over and again, and it still had the same energy level as this one did, because they have to have that energy level for that to get etched, then could it do different things like bathroom, bedroom, or that case from the hallway to the yeah, it keeps doing that. I don't know why. But the hallway to the bedroom window, to the bedroom window, back to the hallway, or the back door to the barn, or the barn back to the back door. It would be the same area, same residual, but it wouldn't be, or the same person in that residual, I guess you could say, but not the same residual itself, not the same recording. It's not going to change it's not going to deviate from its normalcy. So, where does a demon get its energy? From electronics. No, they don't need that. They don't. Remember, demonics. What happened whenever Satan was pushed down to earth? He was given the territory. He was given this area. I mean, he's powerful. Satan is powerful here in this world. He was given reign over this. Go back in your Bibles and read the Job story, where God looks down and sees Satan, and he's like, "Hey, what you doing, man?" And he's like, "I'm just walking to and fro. I'm kind of bored. There's nothing else to do." He's like, "Well, have you thought about my guy Job over here?" And he's like, "Oh man, you built a hedge up of him so much that I can't even touch him, dude." He says, "It's not his space; it's your power that I can't get through." And so God says, "Well, I'll move my power. You can challenge his faith, and you'll still lose." And so he took him up on it, and he did lose. The biggest loser there was Job, unfortunately, but he lost everything but his wife. But and that kind of says something about Job's wife, doesn't it? But, so they said, man, you took everything from Job. You took his kids, you took his land, you took his servants, you took his livestock, you took his everything. You took everything from him, even his health. You took it all from him, and but you didn't take his wife. And Satan's over. Yeah, I know. I didn't. Believe me, that's punishment enough. don't don't worry about that one. I got that. So, but anyway, that's an example of that. He was given reign over earth, so he has that power over earth. So a demonic would get its power or energy, if you will, from the fact that they have reign over earth. Their God, if you will, gives them that power, and they have an unlimited supply of it too. They don't have to go find it from anywhere or anyone. Let's see. For example, different spots. Oh, I already read that. Yes. Job and Johnny, Faith and Fiddles. That's right. Hold on, baby. All right. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought on that last one. The ability that an entity would have would cause an exponential amount of energy, if you will, to maneuver or negotiate picking this thing up and throwing it across the room, whether it be a refrigerator, table, person, whatever. A demonic, of course, would not need that energy. It doesn't have to have that. It already has all it needs. Now, I want to get into, this is the last thing we're going to talk about on this, but I want to get into, because I've had so many people talk to me about, and I think we've touched on this so far a couple times in this series, but I just want to make sure we did it. So it's like a human spirit on batteries. Demons are plugged into the wall. Yeah, pretty much. Nothing is like a demon is nothing like a human spirit, so I won't go with that one. On batteries. They're nothing like that at all. They have unlimited abilities and they can do what they want to do as long as they're allowed to. Remember that. Demons are plugged into the wall. Yeah, kind of. I'll go with that one. They are plugged into the wall. They don't have to have energizers. They don't have to open their belly or their butt and pop in a battery or anything like you do an entity, a human or in skin entity. But yeah, I like where you're going with that. That's too funny. But I've had so many people tell me that ever since this thing came here, I feel sick to my stomach. Or I even had someone tell me that they miscarried a bunch of times because of an entity in their home. All this stuff like that. I've heard people blame entities on the fact that they have cancer, heart attacks, stuff like that. A non-denominational churches are wonderful. Let's talk about that now. A non-demonic entity, an in-skin entity, does not have the ability to make us sick, to change our mental status, to make us have a heart attack, or make us have a miscarriage, or any of that stuff. It can't make us sick. Now, however, we've talked about this too, and I was just talking to a team member not long ago about this. The way we react can change those situations. So in essence, I guess they can, but they're not doing it directly. They're doing it indirectly. All right. If you've all heard of positive thinking, how powerful the mind is, and how it can cure and stuff like that. When I was told that I had 6 months to live back in 2001, I didn't accept that. I said, I don't accept that. And the doctor's like, well, I don't care if you accept it or not, but I just want you to know that there's nothing we can do for you. You got 6 months with treatments and everything like that, possibly a year, but I doubt it. There's nothing we can do about it. Cool. There's nothing we can do about it. You're dead. Basically, I had a death sentence. I chose not, and I told him, I said, I don't care. I understand what you're saying, and I know where you're coming from, but I don't accept that. He said, well, that's a good attitude to have. Hopefully it'll work out for you, and it did. Obviously, I'm still here. The power of prayer and self-preservation kicked in, and I didn't die like they said I was going to. Did a supernatural thing affect that? I don't think so. I think it was more of a mind thing. Supernaturally on prayer, yes, because that does have power, because our God Almighty has power, right? But positive thinking is wonderful. That's one of the first things they tell cancer patients, terminal ill patients, is you can think yourself sick or you can think yourself well. So keep doing that. All right. Now, the way we react to stuff because of an entity's presence or its actions around us, or basically scaring the hell out of us, that can alter our moods. It can alter our mental abilities. That can alter our could give you a heart attack. Yeah, if it scares the hell out of you, absolutely it can. But it can definitely, our body reacts to our situation. And whether we decide to be positive in that situation or negative in that situation depends on how it's going to be able to affect that. I hope I'm explaining that as well as I hope I wanted to. And if that doesn't make any sense to anybody, please tell me. It wouldn't be you; it would be me. I don't think I'm explaining it very well. But now, could a demonic do this? Remember, they have all the power they need. They can do pretty much anything. But remember, a demonic can only do to you what you allow them to do to you. Well, I've had people even recently say, oh, I'm not allowing any of this stuff to go on. I don't want this to happen here. I don't want this to do this. I don't want this to do that. I had one in Laurel, Mississippi that was ready to fight me because I said that. I'm like, I'm not saying that you are asking for it. I'm not saying that you knew it was coming and you welcoming it. I'm not saying that you're allowing it right now. It's just, how strong is your faith? How strong is your ability to accept and not accept? So on and so on and so on. All right. It doesn't mean that when I say a demon can't do anything to you that you don't allow it to do to you, that doesn't mean I'm saying that you're welcoming anything. All right. It doesn't mean that at all. I mean, if that was the case, then demons would have no power. There would be no reason to have an apocalypse or the second coming or any of that stuff, because we could just dispel all the evil and we wouldn't have any problems. All right. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is if you allow that in, even after you've dispelled it, then, and whether it be inadvertently or willingly, it has to have that ability to do that. It's kind of like being hypnotized. I had a couple people try to hypnotize me, and I could never get hypnotized. I wanted to because I thought it would be kind of fun, but I could never do it. I tried my best, but I could never do it. They said you have to be willing and open to it, but I guess subconsciously I was not willing and open to it, because I have seen other people hypnotized. So the power of suggestion is real. So yeah, I do believe in that. But so the energy that they have, that an entity has, will depict on its ability to haunt, if you will. Whatever it wants to do, to manifest itself, to whatever, it has to have that ability, that amount of energy. And they'll get it, like I said, from other entities. They'll get it from us. They'll get it from the atmosphere. They'll get it from our equipment and power. And like John says, they can go over and stick their finger in the light socket, I guess, and drain energy. But I think it's a little more complicated than that, but that's another one of those things that nobody knows. But I want you guys to understand the abilities compared to the, entities or demonics, and what they can and can't do. And like I said, when I started this, the reason for this is because if you go into a situation to where you encounter something, I want you to know what you're dealing with and what your capabilities and limitations are. All right. If you feel like you can handle it, you're great. Your faith is strong, and you can do it. I'd still say contact somebody. I'll never ever tell anyone to go into a demonic situation. I'll never do that, even if I believe in them 100%. I've got one of my people, soon to be two. I've got them to where I feel safe or feel open to having them with me while we deal with this, and I'll have the whole team in a position to where they can do it by themselves before it's over with. But I'll never ever direct any of them to go into that. I would never just go to them and say, okay, you've gotten all the training you had to go, you've done. I want to go out to eat with my family. You take this case, you go in there and do it and take care of it. I never do that. I'll tell them they have to make that decision on their own. If they tell me, no, I'm not good with that, I'm not ready, I don't think I need to do that by myself yet, then I'm not going to say, no, that's an order, you need to go. Of course, CAPI doesn't give orders, but you know what I mean. I would never instruct one of my team members or anybody, not just my team member, but anybody in the paranormal. I would never instruct anyone to go into a situation like that ever, because to me, that's like instructing someone to play Russian roulette. They may have everything they need to where they're always going to hit an empty chamber every single time. They may have the ability, they may have the knowledge, they may have the faith, they may have the strength, they may have the ideology, all of that to hit an empty chamber every single pull, but they might not. That first pull might be on a loaded chamber. All right. So I will never, ever, ever, ever tell anyone to go into that situation. What?
I've been holding this question.
Okay, well, hurry up.
Can God see the future?
Yes. Can you be passively closed to a paranormal influence? We've had this question before, haven't we? Kind of. You can be passively open to a paranormal influence, but it's very hard to be passively closed because you have to be willingly blocking that. You can't, you don't accidentally block something. However, and John and I have had this conversation. You cannot know your ability. You see what I'm saying? John's the perfect example. John has so much more ability than John believes that he has. He really does, not just in the paranormal, but in an everyday. John's kind of guy that is John's biggest critic. Let me put it that way. That's kind of what makes him the awesome person that he is. But he really is his biggest critic. He has more ability than he believes that he has. So could he go into a situation to where he's passively blocking? Probably, because he doesn't know his abilities. He doesn't know his limits and heights as well as his subconscious does. So yeah, I guess you could possibly passively block an paranormal influence, but not openly. Okay, not openly passively block it. Okay, you can't just 100% go in there without the ability and just say, okay, well, why didn't anything happen to me in this situation like it did everybody else? All right, so well, because you were blocking that. All right, your guard was up. All right, you can passively be open to it and be affected by it, even though then that means you have that ability like John does, but you don't 100% believe in that, not in what's going on, but that ability, that strength that you have. You don't 100% know it or believe it. So, have I ever had people on my team that I would not enter into an agreement to train them to do with that? Yes, absolutely, I have. That's why you have to be on the team for 2 years and have at least 25 investigations before with me that before I even start that with you. That's not just 100% so you can get experience. It is because you can get experience, but you can go 2 years and not have that incident happen. So that's not the 100% of it. It's the fact of I want to get to know that person. I want to see if they have that ability. Thank goodness right now I have nobody on my team right now that I would not 100% trust in going into that situation after training. I absolutely have nobody, thank goodness. I have had before, though. I've had people request it, and I said, no, I don't think so. So I hope that answers everybody's questions on that. I hope it answers your questions. I know it answered John's question because John already knew the answer to the question before he asked it, because that's the kind of guy he is. I love him so much. But I'm going to close right there. I do not have a topic for the next series. Y'all know we've been doing series. I do not have a topic. So, what I would like for you guys, last week you come up with ideas on what they can and can't do. This week I would like for you to come up with topics. I need to receive your ideas on a topic no later than Wednesday of next week. All right. I have to have time to research, possibly. But I don't want them tonight. You don't start throwing up ideas. Think about it. And I want you guys to choose the topic. All right. I have a book that I go by a lot of times when I'm looking for topics. But I didn't. I hadn't had a chance to look at it and hadn't had a chance to get any ideas from it or anything like that, or hadn't really thought about topics here lately because I've been so busy with everything. But it's been crazy. But I want you guys to choose the next topic. So I need anybody and everybody that wants to, whether you're watching tonight or watch later, throw me. You can comment on here if you want to after it's over with. You can email me, John, if you'll throw up my email again. And yours, you can email me or John. You can message me on Facebook. You can message John on Facebook. You can message Beth. You can message Stephanie. Anybody on the team, you can message us on Facebook and let us know. Give us some ideas. Give me some ideas on what you want me to talk about on the next series. All right. And I need to know them by Wednesday. Anything after Wednesday, I can't. I won't be able to accept. Thank you, John. There's our emails. Stephanie, you can throw yours up there too if you want, because they can contact you as well. I need to know by Wednesday, so I'll have time to research it if I need to research it. All right. Because remember, I don't know everything like people think I do. Like that one person thinks I do. I'm not God's gift to God's gift to the paranormal. Goodness gracious, not. I don't think God would give any gifts to the paranormal, especially not me. But anyway, I'm not going to beat that dead horse anymore. But as soon as I have free time on your next investigation, I'd still love to go. If John's invite is still open. Held nothing, or not next one necessarily, but I'm definitely interested. Okay, yeah, anytime. Email John your he's got his email up there. Email John your info, Held Muffin, and your contact info, and we'll see what we can do. All right. So you guys come up with some ideas for me, please. So I don't have to come up with it myself, and we'll talk about it. We'll turn it into a series. It's no problem doing that. If it's a legit topic, paranormal topic, we can 100% turn it into a series and really get into it and put our knives and forks into it as we do. Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. If this is the most boring show on YouTube, I apologize. Give me some suggestions on how to make it more exciting. We are going to do some live, so that's coming up, so don't suggest that. But just whatever. I hope it's not the most boring. I've seen a lot more boring shows than this, but but what do I know, right? But I love you guys so much. Thank you for another awesome show. To me, it was awesome. To you, it may have been boring, but to me, it was really awesome. I love you guys so much. I wouldn't do this without you, but I would do it for at least one of you. I want you guys to do me a super big favor sometime this week. I don't care if it's a friend, family member, or someone you meet on the street. Make somebody smile, because that's what we need the most of right now is smiles. I love you guys. Have a paranormal week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Good night.